Now, I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be one of the hottest hot takes I've had in my Destiny 2 career, next to my completely incapable of being wrong hot take on Iron Banner. But that's for another video. But today we're going to talk about bounty prepping and why I think you should stop doing it. My job here today is to convince you that bounty prepping is a complete waste of your time, and hopefully by the end of this video I can convince you. If I've not convinced you by the end of the video, that's okay. We'll move on and we'll go to season 19 and we'll keep it pushing. But for today, we're going to cover what bounty prepping actually is, and then I'm going to tell you exactly why it's not worth it. So to start off, bounty prepping is the process of repetitively punching yourself in the face. But no, really. Bounty prepping is where you go to all the major vendors across Destiny universe, collect the major bounties that are going to give you the most XP. I'm not going to go into detail. If you really want to know about this, there's other videos out there. But you get XP from the weekly and daily bounties. You complete those bounties and then you hold on to them. The goal being is that you stock up on as many of these bounties as you possibly can, and that you do not collect them. Instead, you hold them until the next season, and when the next season starts, you then hop into a fire team for the fire team bonus, and then you collect all your bounties. The philosophy being, and which I believe is completely flawed, that you will be able to hold on to these bounties, and in the new season, when you collect the bounties, you will have this additional XP to boost you and start off the new season. For whatever reason, whether because of social influences or because it's a development issue, Bungie has allowed this to go on in the game for a long time. So mainly this just means unlocking some of the early rewards in the season pass, and then also be able to have enough XP to start unlocking mods on your artifact. Get it? Got it? Good. One of the first reasons why it's a complete waste of your time is because it's based on flawed logic. The whole logic for actually being able to bounty prep and building all this excitement and all this energy around bounty prepping is for FOMO. Fear of missing out. Very simply, the idea that something can be exclusive, that you can get on something before other people have it, and really like creating this like elite club, this really cool kids club, and then these not so cool clubs is really the basis of what people are trying to get out of bounty prepping. The reality is, whether you want to hear this or not, is that unlocking things early actually deteriorates and takes away from your experience in game. While Bungie is far from perfect and makes a lot of mistakes, as we recently saw with the Elixir community event, the reality is that Bungie sets up the game to be able to be played week over week. So this is not just the things that you would get normally by playing and getting it through the season pass. This is also the weekly missions, as well as the seasonal challenges that offer us XP anyways. So the general idea that like collect all these bounties, do all these bounties real quick, and then like you'll be able to have extra XP when you start off the new season is really flawed and really gives you no additional leg up on the new season or any other real benefits. And the reason why I say it's no benefit leads me to my next item. It is deeply inefficient. As much as people sit here and talk about the benefits of bounty prepping, the reality is of all the bounty prepping you have to do, doing these repetitive bounties at places that we really don't utilize anymore, like who's really going to the Cosmodrome and talking to Sean Han like that, being able to do the weekly and daily bounties that no one really wants to do of getting such and such shotgun kills or getting so many grenade kills, all of the super boring stuff, right? Time that is not only being inefficiently used, but also runs the risk of you actually hating the game because you're getting burnt out on doing boring, not fun content. Not to mention, in most cases, in my experience, the XP gains that you would get from bounty prepping when I used to bounty prep is equal, if not a little bit less, than the XP that you get just from doing the week-to-week seasonal challenges. To test this theory, with the reprise King's Fall raid that was coming back in season 18, I actually did a quick recording to see where I was at the beginning of the season with no bounty prepping, taking advantage of none of the additional benefits of hoarding bounties, which I made sure to record, so there's proof, and then nothing else from the previous season to help boost me or do anything that will give me an advantage, only purely doing what was available in season 18 from the start of the season to the launch of King's Fall. What I found out was two things. The first being power level. Most people who went into day one King's Fall 2.0 for season 18 were at light levels 1575 to 1577. Again, we are not talking about the extreme 1% of the 1% people who are qualifying like top 10 day one raid race every time. Those people were definitely higher, but the majority of people who were middle of the pack or folks who are just generally doing raid race to have fun were 1575 to 1577. If you are a pro Destiny player and you play it like 13 hours a day, yes, you should be higher than that. But for the average player, they went into Kingsfall at that light level. Guess where I was at the same time without bounty hoarding? I was at just about the same light level. All right? Case in point, just doing the season challenges, getting the XP directly from there. The second point being mod slots. Now, a lot of people were just like, okay, to get ready for Kingsfall, I need to have everything in the fourth column unlocked. I need to get Sundering Glare. I need to get all these things, right? But lo and behold, a lot of folks who went into Kingsfall Day 1 raid race not only did not have fourth column mods unlocked, but if you actually look at where I was with my mod slots, they had just as many, if not maybe one more, if that mod slot unlocked. So the labor that they went through to collect all these bounties, bang their head against the wall, do these really random things that no one really wants to do in the game again, and then me just sitting here kind of playing the game. I was playing Apex. I was doing other things. I was living my life. I was touching grass. And then coming back into season 18 and landing at almost the same space, absolutely inefficient. Which leads me to my last point, which I kind of already touched on. It leads to burnout. Like, honestly, it leads to burnout and boredom. Again, this is my own experience talking with friends, random LFGs. I'm in a lot of different Destiny discords and communities. If you see me, say what's up. Hey, add me. Let's play games together. But seeing so many people just like frustrated, angry. Again, this is at the end of season 17, going into season 18. Just people just upset, just like loading into the games like, oh, I got to grind more bounties and I have to get the bounties on my hunter and then I have to get all the bounties on my titan and get all the bounties on my warlock, and just seeing them load into the game, just not being happy, seeing a lot of people with attitudes, and then to go through that process, be upset at the game, and then come into season 18 already upset at the game, not looking at it as like a new season, new content, new experiences, but looking at it as like, oh my God, I have to do this again. And the very justifiable issues with Bungie and the way they approached a lot of things in season 18 aside, the way that we engage as a player base actually does contribute to it. And if we're continuously coming to the game from a place of frustration, anger, boredom, being burnt out because we burned through all the content, we're doing everything too fast, yes, Bungie can tighten up and do things better, but also as players, we can do a better job of actually not burning through the content and taking the fun out of the experience. Now, for some folks, they hear that, they wrote me off, they clicked out of the video, that's fine, I don't care. But the reality still remains that speeding through content impacts our ability to enjoy the game. Yes, duality is still bugged even after the patch. Yes, SBMM. Yes, all the things in PvP. Yes, all the things in PvE. There's so much that has to be improved from Bungie's side, but also as a community, how we engage with the content matters. Now, again, I say this all the time. I say this with friends. I say this with LFGs. I say it's everywhere I go. Play the game how you want to play. If you're the type of person who wants to sit here and blow through all the content, live your life, boo. Like, that's you. That's not me, right? But also, I stand by the fact that if you are going to be one of those people to just blow through the content, and we're not talking about like the 1% people who are like grinding the game for like day one raid race. Those people, again, they're, speedrunners. Those folks are operating in a different vein. I'm not talking about those folks. But if you're just a regular person who just wants to burn through all the content and you've gone through, everything, got all the XP that like, fine. I can't stop you. What I can say is at the end of the day, I don't think you have much wiggle room to complain when you're talking about being bored when you're the one intentionally burning through content. When you are skipping past certain experiences in the game, you miss out on the opportunity to share that experience with someone else in the community and actually like be present, be in the moment, guru, yoga, all that good stuff. But the fact remains that it's up to you. How you play is how you play. But what I hope that you can see is that when we do things like bounty prepping, when we do things like really just trying to like burn through the content before we're actually supposed to, don't get mad when things feel stale. Don't get mad when things feel a little bit, not as fun. That's all I'm saying. Some of y'all didn't like that, and that's cool. I don't care. This is my video, and I said what I want to say. But again, this is what I said. This is probably my second hottest hot take that I've had in my Destiny 2 career. And yeah, I'd love to know what you all think. Do you all really think that, you know, bounty prep is a valuable thing to the community? Do you actually like believe in being able to, you know, just burn through content? I don't know. You know, it's your world. Well, I'm getting off my soapbox now. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you all next time.